It probably feels like you have a million priorities right now in your business, right? What do I do? Where do I spend my time? How do I focus, right? But there is one thing that is more important than anything else you could possibly do right now. That one thing that is more important than all of the things in your business right now is to protect your mind. What does that even mean, right? I remember, guys, early on in my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't know mindset. I didn't understand mindset. We don't teach it in the corporate world, and I didn't have a full understanding of this, but I really want to talk to you about it today because it is mission critical. It's what's going to get you through the next 4 weeks, 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 months, a year of what could be adversity in our businesses, right? And the only way that we get through this is not tactical. Not crazy to think about. And you guys know I'm a strategy person. If we have not met before, my name is Ryan Dowdy. I'm a sales coach. And I help service-based businesses business owners build businesses that actually make money by mastering your sales conversations and your sales mindset, specifically through selling through social media and social selling. And I've always been one to teach tactics. I've always learned tactics. I'm very tactical and strategic in nature. However, I have learned on my entrepreneurial journey that all the tactics in the world are useless if your mind's not in the right space. And I promise you right now, from what I can tell on social media, 98% of your mind's not in the right space. And that is what will tank you more than a recession, more than a pandemic, more than your kid's school being canceled. What will tank you more than all of those things is your mind, is believing the mayhem around you is causing whatever's happening in your life. Okay, so I want to talk about an idea that I have learned over the past few years that can feel a little far out there. So stay with me, and I'm going to try to keep it really, really, really simple. So I'm a student at Brooke Castillo of the Life Coach School. She is incredible, and she teaches this famously. So if that's something you're looking for, her podcast, The Life Coach School, is incredible. But I'm going to break it down for you for those of you that are not familiar or aren't ready to go down the rabbit hole. So Brooke teaches something called the model. And the model is basically the idea that our thoughts create our results. And you've heard this a million different ways. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, if you followed Brian Tracy, anybody who talks about goal setting and mindset and attitude and all those different things, it's the same concept. But I have found Brooke's way to describe it has been most transformational for me. So that's what I'm going to share with you. So the idea is that our thoughts create our feelings, create our actions, and create our results. But it all starts with a circumstance. And a circumstance is a fact. And the fact of the matter is that we are living in a pandemic. That is the fact. It is neutral. The pandemic in and of itself is neutral. Every other thing that happens after that comes from your thoughts, right? So for some people, in a pandemic, they think, fantastic, this gives me time to slow down and spend more time with my children and focus on all these home projects that I need to get done. And so their result out of this pandemic is more time with their family, right? And then there are some people that take that same circumstance, which is pandemic, and they think, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. I'm never going to make money again. I can't sell. This is so hard. Life is so hard. People are going to lose their houses. They're going to lose their minds. They're going to lose their jobs. This is going to be terrible. I can't make any money. And this is awful. And that person is going to have that result. Same circumstance, right? Circumstance is pandemic. One person is making the best of it, and their thoughts are that this is something that I can use to make good in the world. And then there's people that think that the sky is falling and this is bad and we're all going to die. And newsflash, friends, we're all going to die anyway, right? Like, that's part of the deal here. So, and I don't say that to sound insensitive, but I say that because it's a reality, right? That is also a fact. We can also put that in our circumstance line. So what I really want you to focus on over the next weeks and months as we deal with a lot of adversity and a lot of challenge is to pay attention to your thoughts. If you think, I can't make money in this environment, that will be your result, okay? If you think people need me now more than ever, then that will be your result because your thoughts create your feelings. So if your thought is no one is going to buy anything in this environment, your feeling is defeated and scared and frustrated. And so your action is inaction. You do nothing because you think that no one is going to buy anything, and your result is that no one buys anything. Whereas if your thought is that people need me now more than ever, your feeling is committed, your feeling is focused, your feeling is determined, and your action is showing up, serving your audience, selling to your audience, figuring out how the service that you offer fills a gap in this really crazy time business-wise, and your result is that you are going to make money through a time where so many other people will pack their stuff up and go home. Okay, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but I think that this is so important. So how do you do this? Like, what are some tangible things, Ryan? Give me some tangible stuff. And I feel you. I felt that way for such a long time when I was first learning this. So the first thing we want to do is be aware of our thoughts. So what I do every single morning, I'll share my morning routine with you. I get up and I'm currently reading Rick Warren's Purpose-Driven Life. And so I read a chapter of that, and then I write down my prayers, and I write down what I'm praying for and what I just read about and what's really important to me. And I pray for the safety of our world and the health, and that really, focus on putting my trust in God and knowing that He's got a plan for us, right? So I focus on that first, and then I write down my goals, and I write down my goals every single day because what we focus on expands, right? And so I focus on what I'm trying to achieve. And then I flip the page, and then I focus on writing down what's in my head. Right? I want you to write down all of your thoughts. This is scary. I can't believe my kid's school is canceled. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid to make money. I'm a brand new business owner. I don't even know what to do in this space. Nobody's going to be spending any money. Everybody's going to be losing their mind, blah, blah, blah. Write it all down. And then I want you to dig through those thoughts that's on that piece of paper, and I want you to figure out what in there is true. Because this whole idea of nobody has any money is not true. It is not true. Yes. The money will shift and the money will go in different ways. And yes, it is probably true that people will lose their jobs, but that doesn't mean that they don't have any money. You don't know people's monetary situation. Maybe they've been saving, right? Maybe they're getting unemployment. Maybe they're taking this time off and their companies are paying them for it. You have no idea what is going on. So thoughts like that feel so true, they're not true. They're not true, right? There's so many people who, unfortunately, your travel plans were just canceled. So there are people possibly who were spending thousands of dollars on travel that just got that money back. Right? There are people whose businesses are booming right now, right? Who are actually making more money than they ever were before. So I really want you to go through those thoughts, and I want you to figure out which ones of these thoughts are true, first of all, and then I want you to go through the model we just talked about. So if the thought is true, is some people, is job loss, right? So say, for instance, maybe your spouse lost their job. I hope that doesn't happen, but maybe it does. Maybe that is a circumstance. Spouse lost his job. And the thought could be, what could you think? What could you think to get a positive result? And maybe the thought is that with my spouse losing their job, they can spend time with the kids so I can focus on my business. And then the feeling is hopeful. Right? And then when we're hopeful, we show up and we serve and we sell, right? So I really want you to go through this with all of your different thoughts that you're feeling right now. And I want you to really focus on this because, guys, this is mission critical because you can continue to take action. But if you take action from a place of fear, from a place of this is never going to work, nobody's ever going to buy anything, nobody's going to spend any money, nobody needs this right now, nobody's focused on business right now, taking action from that place will just relate in the same result. So I want you taking action from a place of this is going to work. This is my time to shine. This is my time to show up. This is the opportunity that I have been waiting for to finally get this business off the ground and finally start making consistent income so we don't have to worry about a job. So we don't have to worry about the next recession. So we don't have to worry about somebody in our family losing their job and their livelihood, right? It's a shift, and it takes work and it takes practice, guys. What I described to you, my morning routine, I do it every day. I do it every single day. It's like changing any other habit. If you're going to change your workout habits or your health habits or your schedule or your habits with your kids, it takes work. You practice. You do it every other day. My coach, I work with Kelly Roach. She talks all the time about we train for our business like athletes train for their sport, right? Like your brain, you need to train your brain now harder than you have ever trained your brain. You need to train your brain like you were training for a sport. And if you've ever been an athlete, you know that we practice every day, and sometimes we practice twice a day, and in the off season we practice 3 times a day, right? Like we are in season, friends. Every single day you have an opportunity to train your brain to make your results. All right. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear, is this awesome for you? Does it scare for you? Do you need help with this? Let me know, guys. Again, my goal in putting out these videos for you every single day is to give you something positive to focus on, something positive to think about. You can join us over in the Sales Skills for Women in Business Facebook group. You can follow me at Ryan Dowdy Uncensored over on Instagram, or if you're here on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe, tap that bell so you know every single time I upload one of these videos. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to know how I can help you. And guys, train your brain like you're training, like an athlete trains for their sport. Okay? Have an awesome day, guys. Let me know how I can support you.